All right, guys, how you doing?
Hey.
Good? So I guess you probably know I'm the guy that knows how to change memories, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any memories you need to change?
Yeah.
Smart move. So you know, of course, most of you heard me the other day, right? Yes, was it Sunday? What is today? Monday? Last night, yeah. All right, so anybody have any questions? I know obviously we talk about changing memory and what is memory, why would you want to change memory, what is the purpose behind memory, you know? I know you've talked to individuals in your group, in your dorm, and when you listen to them you go, really? Is that how you see the world? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You hear them go, really? And you have to understand, why do they see the world their way? And the reason they see the world the way they do is because of where they come from their environment, from the way their family raised them, from their personal experiences. And so the way you see your world and how you perceive your world today is no accident, which means your environment has basically programmed you to think who you are, how you're to act, and what role you fit in the world. Now, if you've had unpleasant experiences, and maybe one of your parents liked you and the other one didn't, or they both didn't like you, or you had friends who didn't like you, or you've done stupid things and you beat yourself up and you don't like you, this actually perpetuates your current problem. So one of the things I teach is basically learn how to like yourself. Learn how to like yourself. Now, how do you like yourself? Well, you probably like yourself the same way your parents liked you. You like yourself the same way as other people treated you. So you have a tendency to take on the same basic role that was given to you. It's almost like you're a puppet, you know? They programmed you, and all you do is you're still mimicking, mirroring, and acting the same way that they treated you. Am I making sense to you?
Yeah.
All right, so one of the things I started noticing is what I do inside my head. You know, what do I say to myself? What do I think? When somebody upsets me, what do I do with that? That's how you like yourself. If you hold memories inside you of unpleasantries or you replay and remember and recall bad experiences, this is how you like yourself. So if I venture to say, most of you would like to have a higher self-esteem, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Where does self-esteem come from? From your esteeming self. How do you esteem yourself? What you say to yourself inside your head and what you play inside your head, the memories you play, is how you feel consistently. So one of the things is learning how to change the play in your head. Learning how to change what you say inside your head. Now, why do you say and do these things to yourself inside your head? It goes back to the beginning. You witnessed and watched and listened and heard how other people in your environment did to you. Am I telling the truth?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to start breaking rules. And we're talking about mental, emotional, family rules. You know, if you have experiences inside yourself that are unpleasant, you need to figure out how to change that. Honestly, as you know, you're fully responsible for whatever life you're going to have from this point forward. Am I right?
No.
So the only way you get something better is you've got to rewrite and change the stuff in your head. Shit's okay. It does stink and you do stupid things because of it. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is learn how to do it. So one of the things is knowing how you represent yourself inside yourself. Like if you have a memory of your mother and your father and they're fighting and your father's treating your mother badly. If you have this memory inside your head, who is actually doing it to yourself when you watch the movie? So inside your head, when you have a memory inside yourself, every player in your memory is actually yourself. That means your mother really isn't inside your head. You realize that? This is a memory that your brain has created based on your perceptions at the time. So if you get this point, this is the biggest point that I can say. Every person inside your brain is really you. Now, if you have memories of unpleasantries or bad stuff inside your head, the bad stuff is really you too. That means if you have a memory of your dad beating your mother, who's beating your mother now? You are. Even though your mother and dad may not even be together, they could be dead and gone, and who's still beating your mother? You are. So if you have a memory like this inside yourself, this is a program telling you how to have a relationship with yourself, and then you invite someone else to join your party. Now, one of the biggest things that I noticed, I've been coming here about 9 years, and I work with individuals like you. And I even get to work with the guys who come back again. They made it, they done their 3 years, they got yourself clean, they got out there in the streets. And you know what put them back in there? Relationships. The boyfriend cheated on them, the girlfriend cheated on them, someone died, something happened, they got fired, and then all of a sudden they feel like shit. Guess what they do when they feel like shit? They try to find an escape. What's the best escape you guys know? And that's a stupid way of escaping. You know why? It puts you right back here. Did it really work? No. It just a temporary mental escape, but it doesn't work. So the key to getting yourself a better life is going inside your head and change your life there. Which means go change your childhood. Go back and change the pains and the things that you did that was stupid. If you keep watching the stupid memories of what you did, you're actually rehearsing it to do it again in the future. Did you hear me say that? Yeah. So if you have memories that are unpleasant and you go back and revisit, as you revisit, it's called a wish. It's called an affirmation. It's called, let's do it again. And when I get out of here, you know what your brain's going to use? It's going to use that memory to jack you up out there. So if you want something better in your life, you've got to go change your head. You've got to change the memories. Now here's the problem with saying change your memories. First of all, you don't know how to do it. Secondly, it takes a little bit of willpower and determination. Because when you go to the bad memories, what happens when you go there? You feel like shit. You actually feel like it's real. You actually feel like it's true. And the reason is you go into a hypnosis, a trance, or an autonomic trance, which means your brain captured that memory a long time ago and is still sitting back there with the taste, the smells, the sensations, the sounds, the visualizations. And when you go there, boom, you feel it all over. Now the crazy thing is, before you and I met, you just thought this is how life is. If you had a shitty life in the past, you're going to have a shitty life in the future. That's not true. You can change your head. And so how many actually go, I know you all have bad memories or unpleasant memories, is that right? Yeah. There are some things that you did that you wish you hadn't have done, correct? No. Now, can you undo what happened in the past? No. But if you change what happened inside your head that happened in the past, you know what's going to happen? Your brain won't use it on you again. Did you hear what I said? Yeah. If you go change the memory of what stupid things you did in the past, if you change those, your brain won't use it on you again. So what I'm saying is, I know changing memories is a weird thing, but here's a weird thing. You have memories inside your head that aren't even true. You have memories that your mother told you about your birth, about your childhood. You never saw it. You were never there. But when you remember it, you have full visual memory of it. Because your brain has this amazing ability to create things that isn't true. But you know what happens? It seems true. Why? You feel it. Isn't that right? All right, so let's think about it. You're sitting. So think of something. Think of a pleasant memory. A good memory, a memory that makes you happy with your family, with your child, with your parents, someone you love, someone you care for. Think of that memory. You got it? You got that good memory? All right. Did you feel how good that felt? Yes? All right. By the way, are you really there? No, but this is a good memory. What you want to do is keep all good memories. By the way, by going to good memories, you're actually practicing feeling good. The more you practice feeling good, the better your life gets. Now here's a bad thing. If you have bad memories and you practice feeling bad, it's easy to feel bad. Now you're in an environment right here that people are telling you what to do. You have rules and regulations. You've got to abide by everything. And you know what's really crazy? Is your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your dad, your mom are right here in this room. They start triggering you and you start to feel like you're being controlled, being manipulated today. Am I telling the truth? Because you feel like somebody doesn't like you, or you feel rejected, or you feel something's wrong with you, you feel like you're stupid, you feel like you're guilty and you're bad, just because somebody looked at you wrong. Am I telling the truth? Now, right? Yeah. So what are you going to do? If you feel that feeling and you continue to feel the feeling, what's going to happen when you leave? You're perfecting the art of feeling bad. So what you must do is learn how to change it. Now we talk about a simple process, tapping. Tapping is so simple. It does look odd, but not as stupid as some of the things that you've done and were arrested for. Am I telling the truth? Yeah. So what you've got to do is break the rules. This is something very different, but it works. It works with aim and precision. Now let me explain about how memories work inside your head. Now, interesting, you went to a good memory, didn't you? Is that right? Yeah. All right, so when you went to a memory, let's say this is your memory, whoever it is, and these are your eyes, and when you witness this memory, and of course the memory is recorded on your brain, right? So when you went inside your brain and you remembered this memory, the real question is, how did you remember it? What did you see when you remembered it? How many, when you go back to your good memory, go back there again, look at your memory. Notice a good memory. As you look at the memory inside your mind, notice which angle you see it. How many of you actually, when you go back to memory, you see yourself in the memory? Raise your hand. I see myself when I go back to my good memory. All right, we got a good 45%. All right, let me remind you, look at me. Can you see you look at me, or do you only see me and a few heads in the way? You and a few heads. All right, so notice when you go to your good memory, you see whoever's involved, and you see yourself. Isn't that true? Yeah. But it wasn't recorded that way, was it? Which also proves the point that I've been making. When you go inside your head, that's not the real thing. You hear me? Yeah. All right. Now another way, when you go to your good memory, some people go to the good memories and they will just see whoever's in front of them as if they're now in their body. All right. Now you went to a good memory and you were actually, what we call this is third person. I call it the fly on the wall. And you're watching you have the experience. What happens usually when you do this way, the emotions are what you call a little less. All right? Now let's check a bad memory. All right? Let's check a bad memory. So I want you to think of a bad memory, a memory of something that happened that bothers you. Just think of it. Now, by the way, you know what's going to happen? You're going to think of it. You're going to visualize it. You're going to internalize it. And guess what you're going to start to feel? You're going to feel bad. Now, by the way, remember, who is producing all of this? So that means you have control over it. Okay? Go to your bad memory for a second. Notice how you internalize this bad memory. All right? Now, by the way, I'll help you clean this memory up, okay? Just go to the bad memory and notice it. Got it? Now, stop. Now, when you go to the bad memory, are you this person? Are you seeing it on the fly on the wall? Or actually you're in the bad memory right now when you remember it? And raise your hand if you're actually in your body when you remember the bad memory. So we got about 1/3 of you. All right, how many, when you go back and remember the bad memory, you're still a fly on the wall watching it from afar? So we got, all right, that's a lot less. All right, now noticing this one here, when you went to this one, it's a bad memory, and a good majority actually was in their body actually re-experiencing it again. Did you notice that? Now let me ask you, when you went to this memory, if you were to measure the emotional level, like 0, I feel nothing, 10, really strong, how strong was this one? 5, 10. How many was 5 or higher? Raise your hand. 5 or higher, all right? So we got a good bit. So we'll say about, let's say 50%. Now when you go to your good memory, go back to your good memory and see how strong the emotions are when you're a fly on the wall. How strong are the emotions when you go to the good memory?
10.
You got 10s? Are you in your body or watching it?
I'm watching in my body.
In your body, and some watching it. So some say 10. Now what you want to do is you want to keep all your good memories, high emotions, really strong. And then what you want to do is you go to all your bad memories and change them. Now here's something interesting about memory. These two here are basically first position, third position, which basically means when you go visit a memory, how you hold the memory actually gives meaning to the memory. So you go here, usually stronger, not always. Here could be weakened. Now there's two more positions. The two positions, these other two, this is second position, third position. Now both of these here, they're going to speak and think as if, I feel my mother's pain. Everyone hates me. Second position is, you're going to say, I know they don't like me. I know they hate me. They feel anger towards me. Now you're thinking of it yourself, but you're projecting from your world, giving them feelings, giving them a voice, giving them an attitude from where? Yourself. So here's the point I want to make. If you have memories of watching your dad and mom fight, remember those two people are yourself inside yourself. You hear me?
Yep.
Now, if you understand this, it makes it easier to change you. Now, by the way, if you change memory, what you have to understand, when you change the memory, you're not changing what happened back then. What are you changing? The memory that you're going to use on yourself today and tomorrow. Remember, memories are just programs inside your head. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Now, when you're thinking about, I see some things going on inside your head. It's interesting, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So if you can change your memories, and this is certain ways that you do this, you actually set yourself free from your past. Now, here's the weird thing is if you hold, and some people say, I don't want to change my memory. I don't want to change this bad memory. And why would you not want to change a bad memory?
Enjoy feeling bad.
What?
Because you enjoy feeling bad.
Well, you say enjoy feeling bad. Maybe it's more like I'm connected to feeling bad. I'm connected. This is how I beat myself up. This is how I give myself value. It's not smart, but it also will perpetuate more pain in your future. You got that? All right, so one of the things that we will do in my world is that we will look at your memories, and you look at your parents, you look at the faces. So when we rewrite memories, and the way you change your memories is one, there's 6 basic ways. The first way is, first of all, you go to your memory and you look at it and you feel bad. Then what you do is you tap. Let it go. The key of tapping, again, feel your fingers, identify what it is that you're feeling, what it is you're tapping on, then you tap and you move your thoughts away from the memory. Don't think about it while you're tapping. And the reason is because the memory is hypnosis. It's a trance. And what you want to do is come out of the trance. You go in the trance, identify a face, a look, a smell, a sensation, come out and tap, and you get your chin up, because if you see people are down and they're feeling down, depressed, where are they looking? Down, because they're trying to feel their feelings. So what we do is you get your chin up and you tap. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And deep breath and peace. Go to happy memory, because what you're doing is you're going into bad trance, no trance, good trance, visit bag. It's going to change. Got it? Now here's the weird thing. I teach this all the time. This is something I teach. I know how it works. I work with hundreds of thousands of people, and I change a lot of bad memories really quick. I was going through a thing in my life where I was being attacked by the group that I learned from, and they were doing a lot of bad things to me. They were writing about my friends. They were attacking me. They were attacking my children. They had this blog. They had a website dedicated to smear me, my name, and my process. And you know why? Because I'm really good at what I do. This system is better than theirs. And at one point I was in Riga, Latvia, and this is when the shit was going on. It was really a lot of attack. I was dealing with a lot of personal stuff. I'm feeling bad, feeling guilty, and my debit card quit working. I'm thinking, oh shit, they're attacking my credit too. And I was going into a deep funk and trance. And I started tapping, but I was so deep in my stuff, I couldn't get out of it. And my friend was there. Her name was Maya. Now, Maya, what we do is we have a process. When you go into a trance, if you do something interesting, it'll mess up the trance. Such as fake laughter, quacking like a duck, clicking your heels, jumping up and down, anything to come out of your trance. And she started quacking like a chicken. She said, quack like a chicken. I said, I can't. And what it did is it broke my trance, and I tapped, and it went away. So remember, when you go to your bad memories and you're in your bad memory, the worst thing to do is stay there. Get your mind out. You got it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over this real quick. First way is just tap on the memory. Second way is what you want to do is, since we talked about how everybody is inside you as you, when you remember a memory, step in and feel the feelings of the other person. Do you hear me? Step inside and feel the feelings of the other person, and then you tap that away. All right? So be the other person. The third way is look at faces in the memory. Look at faces. Tap and change the faces. The third way is we do faces. And the fourth way is what you can do with tapping is that you could tap on the feelings, because usually when you're having a problem, you feel it physically, and you tap on the feelings. All right? So you tap on the feelings where you feel it. And then the fifth way is when you start tapping this way, then you start putting things in your memory. Like you can put a hat, you can put a clown nose, or put music on inside your memory. You can change your memories that way. All right, so let's go back here. Inside your head, you hold memories four different ways. First person, I'm in my body. Third person, I see it from afar. Now we use tapping. All right, so why does, I covered this the other day. Why does tapping work? Tapping relaxes you. Tapping puts you right back here where your feet are. When you're in your emotional nonsense, you're not there. You're being upset. You're being in your head, and emotions are flowing from inside you. What you want to do is tap right then. Get your head up, move your thoughts away from it, then come back and see what's left. You got it? All right, so let's do some tapping first. First, remember you had a bad memory? You still got it, right? Go back and remember the bad memory, and as you remember the bad memory, what I want you to do is just notice what's in the bad memory. Look at the picture, notice in your sensations, do you hear sounds? Pick something. Pick a face, pick emotion in your body. You got it? Everybody got it? Take 2 fingers and do everything I say. Now don't do this publicly. I'm going to have you do some things right now, but don't do it publicly. You do it inside your head. First of all, say, release and let it go. Set it, let it go. Now do this. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Meow. Oink, oink, oink. Grab your wrist, deep breath. Now, by the way, when you do that, it kind of makes you laugh, right? Now, what happens, the laughter feeling you feel has broken the trance of the other one. Then you go back and visit the memory again. Go back and look at the memory. Look at the faces. Look at the sensations in your body. Notice any reaction. Notice what's left. Now remember, let me tell you about memory. You're going to have a picture memory. You're going to have a feeling memory. You're going to have a sound memory. Smell and taste. Inside your head, what memory part do you see and notice? You got it? How many of you see pictures? Notice what you see in the memory. If you hear sounds, notice the sound. Then you notice the sound, you tap. Say, let it go. Let it go. Come on, get tapping. Let it go. Let it go. Now let it go. Grab your wrist, deep breath, and peace. You got a question?
I'm having a hard time thinking about a bad memory. Like, I'm trying to think of like one, but like I just see a face.
Okay, so
it's just a face, but like
so you have trouble trying to find a bad memory, and all you see is a face. Look at the face. Are they smiling or not smiling?
smiling a bit.
So they're not completely smile, just a little smile.
Yeah, just like a regular face.
All right. So is this person represents a good thing or a bad thing in your life?
It's both.
All right. So Well, we're looking for bad stuff.
Yeah.
So where's the bad stuff for you?
It was my ex.
X. All right, you know what you did, right?
Yeah.
Think about what you did.
But there's a couple of things I did.
Well, just pick one.
It's a hard one.
Well, again, remember, we're talking about memory. You see a face, and I said, well, we're looking for a problem.
Trying to face all of that right there.
Right, so again, look at the memory. What did you do? You know what you did.
Okay.
Play the memory in your mind. And you're going to feel bad, right?
Yeah.
Then what you do is you go back and you start tapping on it. So now play the memory in your mind. What you did.
Okay.
Does that feel bad?
No.
So where's your problem at, really? Where's your problem?
I think it's what she did to me.
What did she do to you?
Make me spin out.
Again, it's her fault, right?
Yeah.
And poor little OU, right? I want you to feel her stuff. She made you feel bad.
Yeah.
Feel that. She made you feel bad.
Okay.
How's that feel to be her little bitch?
Soft.
Right.
Irritating.
Right? So here it
It was
is.
sad.
This woman has power over you.
They're meeting.
Now I want you to go back. What position is he talking from? She made me spin out. Who's taking responsibility, him or her?
Me.
She has power over him. Which world is he living in? Poor me, or she got power over me? See, who spin out? You or her?
Me.
Did you respond to her? Yes. You know what she did, right?
Not 100% sure.
Like,
Not 100% sure, but my mind was playing shit up.
again, your mind was playing shit. You know what it was playing, right?
Yeah.
Won't you play that shit?
Okay.
Play that shit and say how it.
Guilty conscience.
Yeah, okay, do it. This is how you do yourself. So, you know what she did. You know what you made up in your head that she did, right? Play that. This is actually you doing it to you, by the way.
Can't playing it.
Yeah. So let's tap on that. I release it and let it go.
I already said that go.
She did it to me. Everybody tap with me. They did it to me. My daddy did it to me. My mother did it to me. My father did it to me. The priest did it. My sister, boyfriends, girlfriends, the teachers all fucked me up. They all messed me up. Poor little old me. Let it go. Deep breath and peace. Now let me remind you guys, there's two worlds. One, I'm fully responsible for my response to you. Two, you make me feel bad. One of them, you're not very in a good position. One of them is that you're subject to the entire world. The other one says, I respond to you, this is my problem. She made you spun out. I want you to just think about how powerful she is over little OU.
Strong.
She's strong and powerful over you. All right, feel how powerful. She's probably like your mother too. Was she strong and powerful over you too? Or was it your dad?
Wait, what was that again?
Who was powerful over you when you was growing up? Your mom or your
My
dad?
dad.
So maybe she took your dad's role and controlled you and made you feel bad.
Yeah.
Think about your dad and your girlfriend. You're just being a little puppet again. Think about it. Who is it doing it to you now?
Me.
All right, so think about them. Think about your girlfriend, what she did. Think about what your dad did. Let it bother you. By the way, who holds the memory about what your dad did?
Me.
So it's actually you doing it to you now. So this is how you do it. So now you look at your dad, look at yourself, and then tap. Say, let it go.
There you go.
What my dad did. What my girlfriend did. Poor me. I let it go. I change me now. Grab your wrist, deep breath. Peace. All right? So go back inside your head. Pick a memory, and your whole goal right now is to change a memory. You need to learn how to take control. Go inside your head. Do you have a memory that bothers you? Look at the pictures. Is it in color? Now notice this. Look at your picture. Is it in color or is it in black and white? Color. So some say color, some black and white. If it's in black and white, does it feel just as strong or less? But if it's in color, notice the color. Is the memory really close, it usually makes it stronger. If you push the memory further away, it becomes less strong. Look at the picture in your mind. So I release the colors. I back away from it. It's no longer true or real anymore. I'm the one creating the picture in my head right now. And I change it.
And I change it.
Right now.
Right now.
Grab your wrist, deep breath. And peace. All right, go back and look at your picture in your head. Now, some of you may not have pictures. You may have feelings. Notice the feeling. Notice the location of the feeling. Got it? And then feel it. Now, if you notice a feeling, you'll notice how big it is, how small it is, what's inside of it. Tightness, heavy, pressure. Then you tap on that. So I release the sensations.
I release the sensation.
I release the colors.
I release the colors.
The tone of voice.
The tone of voice.
The sound in my head.
The sound of my head.
Just let it go.
Just let it go.
Deep breath and peace. Good job. Now, go back and check it again. Now, here's your deal, guys. You must do this. Change every memory that's unpleasant. You have nothing but time here in Abilitat to change your head. You know, you can work your butt off, you can clean up, and you can wash and do whatever they have you to do. But if you're not changing what's going on up here, we'll see you again. You know, one of the guys I worked with, as I said the other day, every night he'd lay in bed and remember, replay, and rehearse getting high at 15 years old. You know what that is called? What is it called? Mental stupidity. Because you're actually sabotaging yourself and you keep playing something that's going to destroy you. You've got to stop it. When you see the veins, when you see the aluminum foil, you see the face, you hear the sounds, you look at somebody else that bothers you and upsets you, that's the moment you stop, you own your reaction, and you tap. They're not spinning you out. You're responding to them. Take ownership. Then you tap. Say, let it go.
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 Peace. And of course, you know, I have a girlfriend, and I'm tapping while I'm driving. She goes, what did I do wrong? I said, you didn't do anything wrong. I've got problems. Own your own shit, guys. Own it. You know, we all have problems. I've been tapping for 20 years. 20 years I tap. I tap every day, and I only tap when things bother me. You know what happens in my life? I'm living a life that I would never believe ever. It's because I did one thing and I kept doing it. I kept changing myself. You're stuck with yourself. You're stuck with what you hold in your head. Change it. Sound good?
Yes.
All right, so how do you tap? First thing, if you're going to tap, what's the first thing you notice before you tap?
The image.
Feeling, image, you own it, you identify it, you recognize it. First thing. Then what do? Tap. As you're tapping, what do you do while you're tapping? Feel your fingers. Lift your chin up. Do not think about what you're tapping on. Why do you not do that? Because if you think about it, you'll stay in the trance of the problem. All right, you tap, you just tap, and you get your head up. I sometimes roll my eyes back and forth because it uses both sides of the brain. Let it go, let it go, let it go. All you have to say is let it go. It's so simple. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Peace. Now when you go here, you got to take a deep breath. Peace. Go to a happy memory. Now what you're doing is you're taking ownership of your own brain and changing memory. Memory is what has jacked you up. Emotional pains is what messed you up. And if you take emotional ownership, when you leave here, you'll continue to get better. You're going to go for a job. Matter of fact, you'll be close to graduating. You know what's going to happen when you get close to graduating? You start doing what? Worrying. Right? You start making up stuff. You start worrying about how you're going to screw it up, afraid you're going to screw it up, don't know what to do. You're worrying. So what do you do with worry? Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. All right, you understand that? Any stress, any emotion, anything, do it. Smart people do it. Smart people do it. Emotional, intelligent people do it. Those who don't do it, now you can do it, you don't have to do it physically. Let me remind you, you don't have to do it physically. You do it in your head. Go back and check it again. You have to focus on the points as if you're tapping, or you can use your eyes. Peace. The most important thing is to own it and change it. Especially on dishpan, guys. You don't have nothing better to do than to change your mind. But here's the stupid thing to do on dishpan. Think about how bad you are. Think about how dumb you are. Recall feeling and rehearsing feeling bad. Because this practices feeling bad. And the more bad you feel, the worse you feel. And the better at it you get. You understand what I'm saying? So am I making sense here?
Yeah.
So let's go back again. First thing you do before you tap is what?
Imagine.
Aim, notice, recognize, then you tap. What's the next thing you do after you notice that? Tap. Then what do you do while you're tapping?
Feel your fingers.
Feel your fingers. Get your head up, get your eyes up, go away from the memory.
Stay away.
Stay away from it, let it go, deep breath, and peace. Make sure you take a deep breath because it relaxes you. Then you can go to a happy memory, feel good, then check what's left. Then repeat again. Now, if you repeat again until you change it. Now, this is the most important thing about doing this. You'll notice it starts working, it starts changing, you feel better, but you're not done until one thing happens. You must make sure that you change the memory to what you want it to be. Now, not creating a different memory, changing what you're holding in your head. Change it, tap on faces until they're smiling. Tap on the colors until it makes you feel good. Change it in your head because what you leave in your head, you're going to get again. Did you hear that?
Yep.
So turn the memory into positive. Change it to positive. Once you change it to positive, replay the positive at least 3 times. Matter of fact, the more you practice the positive memory, the more your life will mirror that memory. All right, you got that? You got a question?
Yeah, I just have a quick question. Instead of like changing the memory and changing, like, say, faces into happy faces as opposed to like sad or depressed faces, can you actually take the memory of what you had and actually see it in a good light? See, like,
Well, let me explain. So what he asks, instead of going to the memory and changing the memory, changing the faces, changing to where it's positive, what if you look at the bad memory and feel like it's a good thing? Basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, that's not very smart. Let's say, for example, you see your dad beating your mom. And it bothered you, but now you say, well, he just loves her. All right? Does that, or, he's just not so smart. Is that a good memory to have inside your head?
No. It's twisted.
So it's twisted. And by the way, here's the weird thing is, how many of your bad memories you've been replaying in real life? How many of you seen your dad do it and you did it too? How many seen your mom did it, you did it too? Or you did it to your children too? You see the point? You've got to change the original memory to what you wanted to happen then and what you want to happen in your future. By the way, it doesn't undo the beating that happened. It doesn't undo what happened. It only changes what you're going to do to yourself and what you're going to do to other people. You must turn it into positive. And try not to find the other one. Only practice the new one. Because it's training your brain to repeat it over and over again. You got another one?
yeah, I just meant more like if you say you lose a family member or something, you're able to, instead of like change it, like all the
Right, okay.
press and sad
Okay,
people around.
Yeah, let me address that. So it actually says, what if one of your family members die? By the way, they died, right? How many of you know that everybody in this room is going to die? Everybody knows that, right? So everybody dies. What are you going to do with the death of this person? What you want to do is change the bad memory of how you know they died, how you feel about it. Then what you do is you go to their happy memories when they were alive. And keep those memories handy. So my mother died this last year. My grandfather died. My friends died. So what do you do with that? You just see them dead and feel bad, or what I see is the good memories. I see them alive inside me. So that's what you do. Hold on to the live memories, the good feelings, and every time you think of this person who died, guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel good. You're going to feel that love. You're going to feel that connection. This is what you do. Keep the good. All right, does that sound good, guys?
Yeah.
All right, so first thing, I aim at the problem. Know she's got a problem. Secondly, you tap. Thirdly, feel your fingers. Get your head up. Say, let it go, let it go. Say, let it go, just let it go. Deep breath, blow it out, and peace. Make sure the breath is there. Peace, happy memory. Feel good. Then go check the memory that you're working on. Do it again until you change it. How do you know you're done with the memory? Smiles. Make it smile in the memory. Make everybody happy. Give them a hug. Give them love. Make it good. If it's a death of someone, go to the death of the memory. Change the bad pieces. Make peace with it. keep the good memories. Go back and visit the good experiences. Keep this inside. Got it? Is that good, guys? Yeah. All right, so what did you learn today? What did you learn? So I want you to share next to the person next to you. This is what I learned today. Share with somebody next to you. This is what I learned. Tell them how to tap. All right, everybody, are you on track? Yeah. You on track? You got it? All right. One more thing. We talked about different ways that people hold memories inside yourself. What is the important thing about memory? First of all, memories aren't the real thing. It's your recording of the memory. So when you remember memory, remember, that's not the real thing. It's not really happening anymore. It's over. It's in the past. So you understand, when you recall a memory, it's over. You're not there anymore. You're here. You get that one. Secondly, memories are just recordings on your brain. Another thing is about memories. Memory, everything inside the memory is who?
Yourself.
Every person, every player. So when you play a memory, who's the movie director of your memory? You are. And who are the characters in the memory?
You are.
So you must change everything inside your mind. When you change the memory inside your head, do you really change the past?
No.
No. What do you change?
Memories.
What you do to yourself. What you do to yourself. Because let me be honest with you, if you go and lay in your bed tonight on your cot and you remember all the bad things, you remember all the bad things that ever happened to you, what does that do to you when you get done? Makes you feel like shit, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if you think the pleasant things in your life, think about your future, you're going to have a great future, you're going to have your job, you're going to have your family, you're going to have a better life, and you start working towards that, what's going to happen then?
Good.
All right? Now, if you rehearse the bad things that happened today, and you feel bad about what happened today, what someone said, how they looked at you, when you got in trouble, when you lay in bed, when you do that, what does that do? Make you feel like shit. But if you lay in bed and you remember what happened, and you feel like shit, and you go, I'm tapping that shit out. And then you go back, I'm tapping that shit out. And then what happens is, you know what's going to happen? You're going to fall asleep. And you're going to sleep so deep and so good, when it's time to wake up, you're ready for the day. Now, you don't have to physically do it, you can mentally do it. This will give you control. You want control?
Yeah.
Or do you want everybody else around you to make you feel bad?
No.
I say take control. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, good job. Give yourself a big hand, guys. Now make sure you keep tapping, okay? Smart people do it, and some of these guys have been to my seminars, who's also been here, who's been tapping, who are still here, and you know why they're still here? They've been tapping. Because I'm telling you, you've got some tough times ahead of you. The tough ones, clean up, move through it. Okay? You got a question?
I just wanted to share something. So when my mom passed away on January 4th, I created this assumption. So when I heard the news, I created this assumption, and then I heard that she was supposed to come and visit me on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day for the visits, and one of the visits didn't show up, and the sisters was out there. So from hearing that and then getting the news that my mom passed away, what I did is I created this negative bullshit that my mom was getting, and then I found out that my auntie and my cousin walked into her house and she was dead on the floor. So I created this image in my head that my mom died on her way coming over here to come and visit me on Christmas Eve, and that impacted me a lot, really hard.
And it never happened that way.
No, I wasn't even there.
Right. And you saw it all in your head.
Right. I
Yes.
created this in my head.
Yeah.
So I got emotionally impacted by that for about a week. So then I went out on the pier with Courtney and Madeline, and we sat out on the pier, and the first thing Madeline said is why are you assuming, or why are you thinking that way, Alicia? Why don't you, her and Courtney were both telling me, why don't you picture this, that your mom talked to you at Thanksgiving, she heard your voice, she felt that you was going to be okay, she knew you was going to be okay, and she kind of passed the magic to you, the words she told me over the phone at Thanksgiving,
Right.
just step out into the rays of the sun and everything is going to be okay.
Right.
And so when they told me that, it was so why don't you think that there's always going to have a power greater than ourselves? So why don't you think that your mom heard your voice. She knew she was gonna be okay. She didn't have to worry anymore.
Right.
And she was sleeping on the ground, and she ended up passing away, knowing that I was gonna be okay and that her daughter was gonna make it.
Very good.
And when I thought about that, I was like, holy shit. After
Yeah.
that, like the impact of my feelings
Exactly.
and emotion, it wasn't even that bad.
Exactly.
And then I just talked to myself like, holy shit, how did I how I assume and create shit in my mind, you know, when I can do that happy, positive
Right.
memory, you know, creation in my mind and tell myself like, she knows I'm safe and she's okay with it, and so it's time for her to sleep and rest.
So you got that, what she said? She made up a story that, and she saw it and felt like it was true.
Yeah.
And it never was true, and she made up a story. And I venture to say most of your memories that you use to torment yourself are things that aren't really true. Definitely not true today. So go and clean it up, guys. All right, so is that good? All right, thank you, guys. Give us a